Hi everyone and happy Tuesday. I'm in a different position today because Kaia is going to help me demo some of her tricks that she knows in a minute or two. But I just wanted to let you know that the educational newsletter, the new one, went out yesterday, and it has some tips and tricks for teaching your pet obedience. It has suggestions on walking and how to make sure your pet gets the minimum exercise every day, but it's not the same as seeing it done. So I wanted to demo some basics for you. Kaia's very excited, but she's moping because I had to check the lighting setup first, where the treats are, and now she's sitting and staring at them. But she's pretty good with her tricks. I tried to teach her a new one, it was last year, bow. She will do it, but only if I move my hand down as the signal. And I did write about it a little bit on how I taught it to her in the newsletter, which I will show you again when I demo it for her. But we use all positive reinforcement in our training, nothing else. We use food and a combo of food and praise rewards, which is really big for her because she loves her belly rubs and her ear scratches and her bum scratches and all the scratches. So that was pretty big on training her. Recall wasn't as difficult as I thought with her, just because she is a herding dog and her natural instinct is to come back and keep an eye on us to make sure we don't go away. So I would call her, and if she didn't come immediately, I would turn around and walk the other way. And when she saw me going, she's like, oh, I'm supposed to go where she's going. So she followed me, and when she caught up to me, then I would say, good, come, or heel, and then give her a cookie. But timing is really, really important. They don't make connections if the praise or reward isn't immediate. So that is something to keep in mind. A lot of times this is a problem with training when you're trying to reprimand your pet for, say, destroying a piece of furniture or peeing in the house. If you come home and you see the mess, unless it was under a minute ago, they're not going to make the connection. So you need to be on it all the time. Good morning to whoever joined me. I'm just about to demo some of Kaia's tricks for you. They're pretty basic. I remember when we did her puppy training class, we had to learn a trick for the end of the class, and Kaia learned high five. But not just one high five. She can do it with both paws, but the difference in the signal is using your other hand. So if you want her left paw, you give her your left hand, and vice versa. But I'll show that to you again. So we're gonna come down here. Okay. Hi, come here. Good girl. Now what you want to do is graduate to using hand signals instead of the word itself. So for example, instead of saying sit, I can just raise my hand and she'll get it that way. She likes to drool a lot though. Her natural response is to lay down. So we'll see if we can get her to do it with a trick. No. Stay away. Okay. Give me this. Come here. Good girl. And you can of course use the cues. For this one, I would use down to get her to lay down, because if you want her to get off of something, it's easier to use off so you don't mix up the two. An example of puppy push-ups to get them to gain that upper body strength is to go from sit to lay down, sit to lay down, sit to lay down. And you can also do reverse ones, good girl, which are the bow and sit, which are opposite, which stretch the front, which is kind of like a downward dog for people. If you know the yoga term, that's what it is. Okay. for some a little more difficult this time. Good girl. Stay. Stay. Now with Kaia, to teach her stay, I put a treat right in front of her and I make her wait. And I did this once when my friend was visiting and I left the room and I came back and she was still sitting waiting for the treat. Okay. But one of the important things when you're doing stay or heel is your release word. So you can say, okay, get it, let's go, any of that, but make sure you're consistent with what word you're using. Good girl. This one? Good girl. So that was a paw. Really basic. If you give your left hand, she will give her left hand. If you give your right hand, she'll give her right paw. Okay, we're going to try high five now. Up here. Yeah. Good girl. Oh, good job. Very excited. She doesn't usually get this many treats in the morning. So those are her basic tricks. There's a few more you can teach depending on what sport, or if you want to play a sport with them. Sometimes heel is really important when they're outside. Cup is really important. Stay, but being able to use hand signals from further away. So I'll see if I can do this in the confines of the video. Stay. So I put one treat in front of her, and notice she's not looking at the treat, she's looking at me, which is important because she's waiting for the cue to get her treat. So what you want them to do is look at you because they know that you're going to tell them what you want them to do. So that's really important. Now I can demonstrate Kaia's bow, but she's not 100% on doing it without the word. So we will see. So first I had to teach her stand. Stay. No. Okay. Turn a circle. Okay. So when you're first teaching them bow, you have to teach her to stand, which is typically done, notice she's looking at the treat this time, by moving it away from her, and then you put your hand under here, so that when she goes down, she doesn't go all the way down, which is what she did the first couple of times. But then eventually when she gets the motion on her own, you add the word so that she knows what you want her to do. So if you add the word before the trick is complete, meaning you haven't behavior shaped all the way to the treat, to the command yet, then they won't complete the trick when you ask them for it. So if I ask Kaia to bow, she won't follow all the way through on her own. But I'm going to demo it for you anyway because it's an important example. Yeah, good? Okay. Kaia, bow. Bow, bow, bow. See, normally she goes down on her own, but she doesn't know what the word means yet. So we're still working on that one, but that's the limit of her tricks. She can heel and she does know come when she's outside. If I use her name in the house, she will come to where I am. But those are the most basic tricks that she knows. If you have any questions or want to teach your pet a specific entertaining trick, you're more than welcome to ask me how it's done or how to do it. I think that's it for today, because that was an interestingly short demo. But she's pretty quick with her tricks because she is an Australian Shepherd. She's very smart, so it was really easy to train her. Want to say bye? Have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you guys later.